guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am back with another video. So today's video is going to be talking about me working as a tech. I know I've gotten some questions about what a tech is and all that type of stuff, so I'm here to answer that today, kind of explain to you what it is that I do, how it is working nights, especially being in school, and how I manage my time and all that good stuff. So yeah, everything's been going good so far in school. I am on week 7, so we got about 7, 8, like 4 more weeks. Wait, what week am I in? God, I don't know. So we got like 4 weeks or so left of school, so I'm super excited. I am in serious need of a break. This semester has been so hectic. It is crazy, and I cannot wait until December until I graduate, like for real. Anyways guys, if you're new to my channel and you like this video, you kind of sort of maybe a teeny bit like me, make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below. Join the family. We would love to have you. Also, if you do like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram. And without further ado, let's jump into the video. So I just got this job at the hospital in February. I got hired on February 6th. I was applying to a bunch of hospitals. I knew that once, you know, after my last job, I didn't want to do anything besides healthcare. I wanted to get in the field. I wanted to start learning, practicing, being more hands-on. So I applied to a bunch of places all the time. I would continue applying, and finally I got called for an interview, and I was so excited, so nervous, and I was like, yes. And I did my interview. It went well. The director was so awesome, and then I got a call back saying that I got the job. So I started on February 6th. I work on the critical care unit. I work on the ICU PCU unit. And I am a tech, and I work overnights. Now what a tech is a patient, it's short for patient care technician. And what I do is I do what a CNA does. So it's basically a CNA. So we go around and we do all the patient's vitals. We do the vital signs 3 times in the night. We do it at 8, 12, and 4 a.m. And then I just answer call lights, help the nurses out with whatever they need, and help the patients out. Sometimes I need to change people. Sometimes I just need to help people to the bathroom and help them with all the cords because they're hooked up to so many cords. And sometimes I don't need to do anything because some of the people are independent, and some people we have, they aren't independent, or they're older people and, you know, they need more assistance, or there's people who are bedbound and can't move or have C. diff, all this type of stuff. So in my few months of working there, I've learned a lot of stuff so far. It is so good. All the nurses are so wonderful, and I love it there. So let's talk about working as a tech while I'm in nursing school. Now, it is great experience. It really, really is. And it's really helps in understanding what you're learning in school, especially if you have really good nurses. They really help you understand things, and they explain things to you. That's what they do on my floor, and I love it. And I get to see a bunch of stuff. Now, since I do work on the critical care floor, it's a lot more complex than just working on a med surg floor. You know what I mean? Well, all the nurses are super nice, and I haven't had any of them yet let me do certain things because I haven't been there that long, and I'm really nervous to ask, oh, can I start an IV or whatever. But they do let me watch on things. I've watched them start IVs or do catheters and stuff like that. So that part is super fun, and it really helps with what I'm learning in school, and it just helps to be more hands-on, because honestly in school you don't learn the stuff that you do on the floor. You know, you learn everything that you need to know once you graduate and start working on the floor. So for me, it's like an advantage, and I love it. Now, I work nights. I work 12-hour shifts, and I work from 6:45 p.m. to about 7:15 a.m. That is probably the most difficult part. That is the reason why I'd be like, I don't want to go to work tonight, because working nights is so hard. But I would much rather do nights than do days, because I hate waking up early. Like, I hate it. If I did days, I would have to work at 6:45 a.m. and it's just like, plus during days, you know, you have to deal with like everybody. Family's there, doctors are there, everybody's there. At night, it's so chill. Like, Nobody's there really. Sometimes the family will be there, but you don't really have to deal with all that extra stuff that day shift has to deal with. But the only thing is staying up at night. It is so hard. Like, I be so tired. But tips, if you do work at night or if you're getting a job and you're gonna start working nights, make sure that you get a good rest, or try to get a good rest during the day. Usually if I work a day shift and it's during the week, I try to sleep when my daughter's in school from like 11 a.m. From 11 a.m. till I have to get her at about 3:30. I try to sleep from that time because I just need to get rest. Sometimes I don't sleep until like 4 o'clock and I just literally have an hour's sleep and I'm dying the rest of the night. Sometimes I can't sleep during the day. I need to buy blackout curtains because sometimes the light just bugs me. Like yesterday, I was supposed to work during the day and I had to take a melatonin, that way I could sleep. But I did get called off yesterday. So, and the thing is with calling off, if there's too many techs scheduled for a day and there's not enough patients, so if the census is fluctuating and they don't need that many techs, they will cancel a tech. And what they do is they cancel techs who are PRN first, and then, you know, they go down to part-time or whatever. So since I am PRN, aka as needed, I get canceled first. So it's me and another girl that I work with. We both got canceled because there was like 4 of us on. But anyways, back to what I was saying. If you're working nights or you're about to start working nights or whatever the case may be, make sure that you get rest during the day. That is very important. Sometimes I can't sleep and then I'm like dying for the rest of the night and I need coffee or a frap or whatever the case is. Also, if you're working nights, make sure you bring your food with you. Bring snacks. I always bring snacks. I need to eat constantly, like especially being up at night. I bring gummies. I bring stuff with sugar. I bring candy. It's probably not good. Obviously, it's not good at all, but you know, bring stuff with you. On my break, I do eat an actual lunch. Like I'll eat whatever we had for dinner, or if I have something else, or I'll make a sandwich, I bring that. And I usually take my lunch about 2:15 in the morning. That way when I come back at about 2:45, I have at least an hour until our next vitals. And once 4 o'clock hits and we got to do final vitals, it's like, yes, the time goes quickly because we, you know, people start coming in and shift change starts happening at 6:45 in the morning. I do eat dinner sometimes before I go to work, so I'll eat dinner at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, take a shower, and then head to work. I do that. So I like eat all the time, but I got a pretty fast metabolism, so I gotta keep it up. Also at night, like another tip, make sure that you make friends. When I didn't really know anybody, it was really hard for me to stay awake because I didn't talk to anybody. So it was like, you know, 12 hours go by and I'm just keeping to myself. But that's the kind of person I am. Like I'm a very introvert and it's very hard. Like it takes a while for me to warm up to people. But now I know people, and like my girlie's working, you know, I'm so hyped because we can chit chat and do whatever it is, you know, that we do all night, talk and whatever. So make sure that you make friends if you're working at night. That's very important. And make friends with the nurses, you know, because it's very important for the whole floor to work as a team. Another tip, what's another tip? Another thing that you can do at night, since it is so much more chill, you can really do work if you're one of those people who can work at night. I have a difficulty doing schoolwork at night. Like my brain doesn't function like that. It functions better during the day. But if you do function better at night, working nights is better. That way you can get your work done. I do study, like if I have a test, I do study nights. I'll print out my study guides and I'll study, and that really helps a lot because sometimes during the day I can't do that, you know, so it is a little bit difficult. Now, as far as making time for everything, I usually only work weekends because I am PRN. I'm not obligated to work 3 nights a week, you know what I mean, as opposed to somebody who's full-time. They need to work 3 days. I'm not obligated to that. I need to work at least once a week, 1 day a week per paycheck, and 1 weekend, I think it's a month, or per paycheck. But I obviously need to work. I have bills to pay, so I try to work twice in a weekend, which is usually what I do. So And I try to switch it. Like 1 week I'll work Thursday night, and then I'll work a Saturday night, and then the following week I'll work a Friday night and a Sunday night. And that's usually how I try to do it. I am going on vacation, or if I have things to do, I only work 1 night a week. But most of the time I work 2 nights a week, and I never work like days in a row. I will never ever work 3 days in a row. That was so hard and so difficult, especially if you have kids. I cannot do it. But it's better if you just want to pump it out, get your 3 days and get it out of the way. Maybe I will work 2 days in a row, but I don't. I try to split them. So like I said, I'll work Thursday night and then Saturday night, or Friday night and Sunday night. I don't ever work 2 days in a row because it's just difficult, especially on the weekends, because my daughter likes to talk to me when I'm trying to nap, and she'll be talking to me while I'm in the midst of trying to sleep. So I don't ever really get like a good sleep. But if I work Thursday nights, say I work Thursday nights, obviously she has school Friday. I get off at about sometimes 7:15. So I'll come, I live super close to my job. I come home, I take a shower, I jump into bed. I nap for at least an hour because I usually get up at 8:30 to start getting her ready for school. So I'll be in bed by 7:30, nap for an hour until 8:30, get her up, get ready, drop her off at school at about 9:30, and then I come back home and I sleep. And sometimes I sleep all day till I need to pick her up, and sometimes I don't, and I wake up at like 11 or 12. You know, it just depends. But on the weekends, most of the time my mom is here. If she's not here, you know, my daughter is self-sufficient enough so she can come and give her, you know, get a bowl of cereal to eat, and she just chills and plays on her iPad. So that's why it's a little bit easier for me. And then I'll get up and, you know, we'll do something or whatever the case may be. But really the way that I manage it is you just got to plan everything out. It's very important to be organized. Like being a nurse, the key to being a nurse is being organized and prioritizing. So like you need to make sure that you prioritize everything. You prioritize when you need to get your work done and everything, family time, people, whatever. I mean, I still plan things out. The good thing about it is that we get to make our own schedule and put our days in. So if I don't want to work a weekend, I don't need to work a weekend. Or if I want to work 1 day during the week, I can work 1 day during the week. And also it's great because I am PRN, so I don't need to work 3 days out of the week. So that's what works best for me. I can't really work days because during the day I have class, I have clinical, I have all this type of stuff going on. So nights is just easier. You know what I mean? So that's basically it, guys. If you can, if you're in nursing school and you don't work, or you want to work at least, you know, some days here and there, I suggest that you try to get into a hospital, try to get into your field, because it is really beneficial. It really, really does help you out. And you get to see firsthand what you're going to be doing once you graduate. And then maybe you would decide, oh, if I really don't want to do this, or maybe I do want to do this. You know what I mean? It also is like, it just helps you realize what you're going to be doing, and helps you see, oh, this is what I'm going to be, you know what I mean? So yeah, I am super happy with my job. I'm so thankful. I love everybody there. I can't say that every night is easy peasy. I have had to do some stuff, you know, wipe a couple bottoms. I have had, you know, to smell some nasty smells and hear some nasty things like trachs being cleaned, and you know what you can't stand and what you can stand, and it's just crazy. I've smelled C. diff for the first time. Oh my god. One night, literally, I had 3 patients that were incontinent of their bowels, and I had to freaking help nurses or do it myself and clean these people, and I had to do them all 3 in a row, like 2 hours before I needed to leave, and all I could smell when I left was shit. Like that is all I like had in my nose. I was like, oh my god. And you know, I have a daughter, I've smelled poop before, but girl, this is on like a whole nother level. I was like, oh my goodness, it is crazy. But anyways, guys, it is such a wonderful experience. Like I really love going to work and helping people and seeing people. Sometimes you meet the sweetest people and they just touch your heart. Like, and I love that. Like I kind of feed on that. I have to say, like, I feed on being there for people and caring for people. Now, I noticed that the nurses don't really spend as much time as us techs do, but once I do become a nurse, I will make it my priority to be there and, you know, spend as much time as I possibly can. Nurses have to spend a lot of time charting, giving meds and all this stuff, but when I am a nurse and I do graduate, I will make it a priority to be in that patient's room and build a good nurse-client relationship, like, for sure, because it is really fulfilling when you leave at the end of the shift and somebody's telling you how great you were and how you made their experience wonderful and how you're meant to be, you know, where you are. And it's very rewarding. It really, really is. So if you guys are looking for a job in the hospital, I suggest that. One more thing, now, being a patient care tech is basically a CNA. So you do need to have a CNA license unless you are in nursing school. They will take your first, your fundamentals course. If you've completed it, you know, and passed it, they will take that in substitute of your CNA license. So I don't have a CNA license, never did, but I did complete my fundamentals course and passed it, so they took that instead. So if you don't have a CNA, don't think you need to go out and get one. If you've completed your fundamentals course in your program, then you can go ahead and apply with that. I'm not sure with all hospitals, but for mine that was the case. So make sure you just do a little bit research and investigating. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys so much. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful one. Keep on pushing. Keep doing good in school. I love you guys so much.